Looks like Brian is ready to join.
I'm gonna admit him.
And Ian, are you able to make Brian a co-host?
Yep.
Okay, 1 minute, everyone.
Woo!
Morning, Brian.
Good morning, Keith.
Hey,
You're
Brian.
on my mind.
One of these days we're going to get together.
Let's suggest next week. That's what I was thinking.
Would be wonderful, except I'm in Hawaii.
No, you
Maybe
meet
I'll
up in
join
Hawaii.
you then.
Yeah, there you go.
We can meet in Hawaii. That would work.
Where are you going?
I'm actually going to be on a ship hopping islands.
Wow.
Wow, bunny
Very
hopping now?
jealous.
So clearly, when you retire, you want to become a travel agent.
It's a hard
Wow.
life, but someone has to do it.
Exactly.
I'm definitely picking Keith's brain.
All right, I believe we are live, everyone. Nan, you want to take it away?
Yes, good morning, Fair Oaks Village. Welcome to the FOVEC monthly live village update, where we have for the past couple of years been bringing you updates about what's going on in the village and what you have to look forward to and what we're doing in the village as well. We have a number of guests today, so we're excited to have you join us. Today, we're going to hear about some construction updates on the Park District plan that's going on. We've all seen some changes of lately, lots of stuff going on. Mike's going to update us on that. Then we're going to find out what's going on with the village in terms of, you know, the water district issue and other things like that. We'll talk about upcoming events. We have a great interview about a new business here in the village. And we'll talk a little bit about FOVEC and how you can get involved and volunteer. And that'll wrap it up. So let's get started right away. Oh, our host today, co-host, I'm Nan Danford, and I am the president of FOVEC this year. We have Keith. Keith Walter. He is our past president. And Mike Aho, who is the director of the Fair Oaks Park and Recreation District. We also have Brian Fisher. He'll be talking to us about the water district, and he is a property owner and business owner in the village. And Terry Rive, she is a member of FOVEC and is going to be helping with the interview today. And then we have the interviewee, and that's what we've got going on today. So let's get right into it now. Mike, you want to start us out with the construction updates?
Hey, thanks, Nan. I'm out here in Village Park, and I'm just going to give you a quick little tidbit information here first. You can see the fire hydrant there in the background of this video, I think. And there's a pathway that goes all the way around the park, and we're actually going to remove that fire hydrant. But the pathway will go right through there. And right where I'm standing, and I'll move up a little bit here and then turn around. This pathway will go right by the building. I'm on Park Avenue, right across from the Art Deco building. So the pathway will go all the way around the park, and this is just a section of the pathway. So kind of interesting stuff. But where I'm at here is actually at the amphitheater building, and this is the load in, load out part of the facility. So this is how we're going to get stuff in and out of the building for shows and all of that. So it's a large door there, and then a smaller door to your right or my right, and you can see the door frame there hanging out, waiting to be put up. I'm going to walk through the building a little bit from the load entrance, so you can kind of get an idea of what we're up against. It's an active construction site, so we'll see how this goes. But I'm entering into the community rooms, and I'm going to back up just a touch here. You can see the large door frame here. This is, again, a large door, so a double door, so we can load in and out on it. But this is 3 rooms here, and they're dividable rooms that we have here for the community. And we're busy framing right now, doing the rough electrical, the rough plumbing, all the other things. You can see all of the infrastructure up there. This room can be, as I said, divided into 3. I'm going to go over to one of the dividers here so you can take a look at that. And it's this large metal beam up here. And then the divider will go across or through this, and we can make 1 room, 2 rooms, or 3 rooms out of it. And so it's kind of interesting. Each of the far rooms, the anchor rooms, will have a bathroom. I'm kind of looking into the bathroom here. And it'll be a unisex bathroom, so it'll be for all folks. I'm going to head down the hallway here, out of the first community room and down the hallway toward the lobby. so you can see what's going on. Again, I'm kind of trying to watch my feet and my head as I'm walking through here. Walking into the lobby right now, and there's the lobby and our entrance right here to the facility, and then our large our outside stage that'll be here where we can do small concerts and things like that. Out in front of me in the park will be benches and tables and umbrellas and patio lighting and all those wonderful things. Off the lobby here, we have a couple of bathrooms right here where the gray door frames are, men and women's. I'm going to step out into the storage area, not the most exciting thing, but it's just so you get a scope of how big the storage area is for the stage. It's rather large. So nothing too exciting there, just open space, but it's a nice large facility. I'm now in what's called the Black Box Theater. This is the part of the theater. Once we close these doors, that'll be right there in front. We close that door. This becomes a black box theater. So a facility that we can use year round for theatrical productions, music, you name it, we can do it. The ceilings are, I'm guessing the ceilings are 25 feet high here. I mean, they're high. And so it's pretty cool how big the stage actually is. I'm going to just stand here on the edge of the stage for a second so you can see what the actors and actresses would be seeing from the stage. Hopefully it'll be cleaned up a little bit more prior to us opening. And the last thing I want to show you about this facility is the entrance to the theater. We've actually changed that quite a bit. So this is where the public will come into the theater through this little tunnel type of thing, but it's not the most attractive from this side, but from the other side, it's very attractive, or will be very attractive. And just turn around here real quick. There you go. Now you can see the box office. You can see the entrance there just behind the ladder. And then this will be a wall that'll be covered up here. We're just keeping it open so we get equipment in and out. But anyway, that's kind of the update for this facility. And with that, I will send it back to Nan.
All right. Thank you so much, Mike. Wow, there is a lot going on there at the theater. It is a big building, and seeing all that's inside, it's amazing. And I really like how the entrance is now at the beginning of the theater instead of having to walk all the way to the back of where the seats are. That makes a lot of sense. So next, we're going to talk about village updates. And, the Fair Oaks Water District Maintenance Yard, that's something that has been kind of in the forefront for the last few months. Getting the village to move the yard is something FOVEC is very supportive of. And there is a community organization that is spearheading that. And Brian is going to tell us a little bit about that. There is a link that will take you to, after Brian's talking, that is Save the Village, Move the Yard webpage, and you can get more information there. Right now, Brian, take it away. Tell us what's going on, okay?
So I apologize. There's some ambient noise. I'm on the patio over at Bad Fish, but I figure that's a good place to be if we're talking about the village. In terms of the Move the Yard movement, I think we're making some great progress behind the scenes. What we know in the short term is that the water board has doubled down on the pain for the village and insists that the yard will be there for the next 100 years. And I think that most of us villagers can agree that's not a great outcome for the village, for village life beyond our time, for many of us, at least for me. I don't think I'll be here in 100 years, but I know that the yard won't be here either. So we're hard at work on several strategies, one of which is a legal strategy. We have sent emissaries to meet with counsel for County of Sacramento, planning department, the head of planning department, and we've reached out to many others. I think that again, what is sad is that we see a doubling down of on the ignorance and sort of ignoring what is already written from the planning department, from the building department in its own codes. So what we are doing is just holding them accountable. We will have many more updates ahead. One thing that I will be discussing with the FOVEC board this coming week is what I consider to be this next decade strategy. So if we're going to talk about 100 years, I think it's fair to talk about the next 10. And so I am proposing a Move the Yard festival to celebrate what the possibilities of the yard could be for every villager to have its voice, her voice, for our many Fair Oaksians to have their voices, and for it to be an artistic adventure for over every spring, starting with next year. So get ready for that, and we'll talk more about that next month. If you have specific questions for me, Nan, I can probably elaborate, but I'm trying to keep things, relatively light for today.
Well, and we really appreciate that. What always comes to me as I think about our village and what a great, unique community it is. And I think about places that I can picture that are similar, which there's nothing quite like it. We have a really unique thing. But if you think about it, I mean, Folsom, if in the downtown corridor of Folsom, there was a maintenance yard, can you even imagine that? No. What about Carmel? Can you even imagine that? No. So, I mean, it's just unbelievable to think that the water district feels that this is the right move and for our community, and it blows me away. But anyway, really appreciate your support and insight on that. And so it sounds like to get involved, people need to go to the website. Can they contact you? What do they do to find out more and get involved?
Absolutely, go to the website and register if you have not already. We will call for some gatherings quite soon.
Okay.
Perhaps look out for the FOVEC summer gathering up at our offices on June 1st or June 3rd, Saturday, June 3rd. And that might be a good opportunity at least to check the wind. But we will have different gathering dates shortly.
Okay.
Strategy unfolds, but we are taking a long-term strategy here. We understand that there's some political wins and there's some stubbornness, but I think in the end, we know who the villagers are, and we know who our neighbors are, and we know that we share a common vision for what the village should be. And that's all we have to focus on. It's the positive, not the negative.
Absolutely.
Hey, Brian, this is Keith. If I can just maybe ask one question, and that is,
Please.
Obviously, from an aesthetic perspective, I think we can all agree that the yard is in the wrong place. But I think from a financial perspective, I think people don't necessarily understand that the water district is proposing quite a substantial rate increase, and that the proposal for the yard represents a significant piece in that what they're planning to do is a much more expensive proposition than if they were to move it out. And so it's hard to understand what the logic here is.
We have a great presentation, and some of our, let's say in the next couple of weeks, once we set on our specific strategy, we'll create another presentation. But you're absolutely correct, Keith. There is a rate increase of 25% proposed over the next 3 years alone. I don't think that even has to do as much with the yard. I think that we're going to find ourselves with increases because of the yard. The yard right now has an unknown budget. There is an inability to commit to a number. It's somewhere between 6 and 8 million, which really means if we think about, I'm sure Mike Aho doesn't want to discuss it, but as we all know, large construction projects usually go over their intended budget. So we're probably facing somewhere in the order of between $6 and $10 million. And that is for mediocrity. That I want to make that clear. That's for mediocrity. So $6 to $10 million to get something that shouldn't be in the village for the next 100 years, and is a waste, frankly, of taxpayer money. There are many other potential sites, and there's lots of sharing possibilities with other entities that the county is involved with. And it's unfortunate that people don't want to do the work to look at that shared possibility, but ultimately we will force that hand.
Thank you.
Very good. Well, that's great update. And as Brian said, he will be at our FOVEC board meeting, which is next Wednesday, May 3rd. And so come to that. It's at 5 o'clock at the Old Fair Oaks Library if you want to get more information. Then I just wanted to say, our Vibes in the Village last month, or this month, was April 19th. It was at the Brew Pub. It was such a
One more
fun
slide.
time.
One more slide, it looks like.
Oh,
Oh,
it was such a fun time. Mike, mute yourself for right now. Um, we had Bobby Dixon Unchained, which he does country western and a lot of Johnny Cash, and everyone had a good time. Of course, the Brew Pub is always a great venue, and we're so grateful that they agreed to host it. This month in May, or the next month coming up, Keith will talk a little bit more about that, but we're having it at the Brew Pub, and it will be Fair Oaks and Matt Rainey and his crew giving us our entertainment. So that's kind of what's going on in the village for right now. I think now we're going to move to our community
On.
calendar. Is that what you're doing?
That was next in your agenda.
All right.
And Nan, I think you've covered a lot of this already. The Village Car Show takes place the first Sunday of every month and is a great time. The owners are really proud to talk about and show off their cars. So I would encourage everyone, if you haven't come out, grab a cup of coffee at one of our local shops, visit with the owners, and enjoy the cars. Wild Runners is doing a couple of events on a regular basis, a community run every Saturday at 8 a.m. and every Thursday at 6 p.m. They do what they call a unity run for all of the athletes in our area. Those are great events. They're well attended and just a wonderful way that one of our local merchants is helping bring people to the village and making them aware of it. Nan, I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit about the block party, because I understand that we have some breaking news there.
We do have some breaking news. So yesterday it was looking like this event was actually not going to happen because we had not gotten any information back from DOT. We have been trying since February to connect with them. And about 5 minutes before we went live this morning, I got an email, and it looks like they're going to allow us to close that street, and that's California between Fair Oaks Boulevard and Temescal. So it's that short little block in front of the Wild Rooster and the Brew Pub and Walter Nash Jewelry in between there, where we're going to be having a little block party on May 6th. And what that actually turns out to be, we'll have some entertainment, we'll have some food, and we'll just all be getting together. And there might be some little other components to it that will yet to be determined, but put that on your calendar. So May 6th, Saturday, come to the block party in Fair Oaks on California. And then May 7th will be the car show. So that'll be a fun weekend for sure.
And just continuing with that theme, Vibes in the Village, our monthly music event, returns on May 18th. This one is going to be at Brahma's, where we had a great event last month. And I think you indicated Matt Rainey is going to be our guest performer for this, who, for those of you who haven't seen him, he puts on just a wonderful show. And the last, but certainly for FOVEC, one of the most important events is coming up, and Brian touched on it, is we're going to be having our 5th annual Fair Oaks Benefit Barbecue. It'll be on June 3rd, and it will be held at the new co-share environment there on the hill in the village. And for those of you who haven't been to it before, this is just such a fun event. We've done such crazy things as auction off an alligator. We've had it at several different venues. Every one of them has been fun. There are adult beverages that make everyone ready to get on the dance floor. And we always have a raffle. And this year we've got a week at a beautiful resort or a beautiful condo in Hawaii that's a part of the raffle. So please let your friends and neighbors know. And the tickets are now available online, and we hope to see you there.
Awesome. That's fabulous. All right, now to our interview.
Hey, thanks, Dan. I'm standing here outside of the Murphy building, and I'm going to actually be filming, and Terry Rive is going to do the actual interview. So with that, I will turn my camera around.
Hi, everybody. We're out in front of Lyra Boutique And one part of the lira. Can you tell us your story? How did you come to be here?
So it was actually kind of interesting. One of my sisters was driving by and she saw that,
Hey,
it was closed off.
Sorry to interrupt, but
she's
Sherry,
like,
you're gonna
"It's
have to turn your
open." I was
camera on.
like,
There we
"Going
go.
up for rent." She called me and I was like, let's find out who the owner is.
Wait.
We're
We
good
got you
now.
now.
Thank you. Little
You're good.
technical difficulty, but we're good now.
Okay. Go ahead, Terry.
Go ahead.
No,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. My sister was driving by and she said that it was closed off. And we found out who the owner of this building was. We contacted them. We met up literally the next day. We fell in love. And then a couple days later, we were here. We got the keys and it was really fast. So it was meant to be. And we're super, super excited to be here.
So what is your story? How did you start in clothing? Because you started with hair, right?
Yes, we do have a salon across the street right next to Kiss and Tell. It's called Rustique Salon. And I always wanted to have a boutique as well, but that never happened. So one of the times we ended up having a pop-up shop and we loved it so much that my sister called me the next day and she's like, do you want to have a boutique? And I was like, yes. And let me talk to my husband. And she's like, who gave me the idea at 3 a.m. in the morning? I'm like, never mind, we got this. A couple days later, we did the paperwork and literally over a year, here we are. We did a lot of pop-up shops. We had the shop in the salon and finally it got its own space.
Well, come and show us your
Yes,
European
I would love to.
fashion.
Got my
Come on
name.
in.
So it's still in the works. Still trying to figure things out, but we started already filling in the racks. Everything's majority of it is from Europe. We have stuff from France, Italy. We do stuff from Australia and other areas, but yeah. So it's women's clothing. We're gonna have clothes, little gifts to grab, hats, purses, some stuff for kids. You know how they love.
Yes.
Once the mom comes in, it's like, Mom, I want something. So we have little things like that.
What a great idea.
Right.
And it's for women of all ages.
Yes, it is. Yes, we have literally all ages starting kind of from teens and up.
And what is your sister's name?
Lily.
So it's Lily and Irina, and so it's Lira.
Yeah,
is-
well, it's kind of tricky.
Okay.
My name in Russian is Ira and her name is Lila. So when our oldest sister would call us together, because we're close in age, she would babysit. She was like, she couldn't say Lila, Ira quickly. So she's like, Lira. So like, that means both of us get your butts over here. So it kind of stuck. So when we were trying to figure out the name, my sister Lily, she's like, why don't we do Lira? I'm like, perfect. There's two of us. I'm like, done deal. I don't even want to think about it. So I was like, it's both our names together. So it's kind of
It's a
worked out.
cute idea.
Thank you.
So when is your opening and what are you going to do
Oh,
for
that's
that?
the best part. So our opening is gonna be May 5th. It's gonna be from 10 to 7. And we are gonna have champagne, 10% off from all the clothing, everything that we have. We are gonna raffle off a $100 gift card
Ooh.
on top of that. So yeah, it's gonna be very exciting. We're gonna have plenty of clothes and lots of people. So it's gonna be chaotic, but we're very, very excited.
I'm sure you probably haven't gotten any sleep lately.
Oh, what's that? I heard people do it.
Well, let's look at a couple things. Like this dress that if I had had this, I could have worn that to that wedding I went to. Isn't that cute?
Very cute.
And you're gonna go partying. This is the place to come. It really is. Is there anything else you'd like to add to our interview?
Yeah, for our, we do carry like clutches, they are handmade. We do have earrings handmade, so we have a lot of unique pieces that are handmade. I think that it's like kind of unique, that way people have like a variety and also supporting other local businesses as well.
Right, and there's that men's store. for
Yes.
Upscale men's
Yeah,
store.
so that kind of
This
works
is
out
up to- it-
great.
it
They go get
did.
their outfit, the ladies come here, get their
There you
outfit, so it
go.
works out really good.
Cool, well, thank you so
You're
much for
welcome.
this
Thank you.
interview.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, that's awesome. And it is a really perfect addition. Now we have upscale men's, very nice women's. I can't wait to check it out and see what's happening. So the grand opening will be great. All right, Keith, do you want to talk about membership?
I'm happy to. So the Fair Oaks Village Enhancement Committee has been around a lot longer than I think people realize. It was founded in 2008. It's provided a lot of the infrastructure improvements that have taken place in the village. We've been hosting music at Mike's and Vibes in the Village for a couple of years now. And one of the ways that we are able to do all of this is through membership. And because volunteers drive the organization, we have no paid staff. Everything that gets done is through volunteers. And the way we find volunteers is through people who join our organization. It's very expensive. It's $2 a month. And we think it's a great investment in the community. And everyone who has joined, I think, has come away from it believing that the friendships that they make, the connections they make in the community are, in themselves their own reward. So we hope you'll get involved. We hope you'll join us. And we would love to see you at our next board meeting or one of our events where any one of us would be happy to talk about the opportunities to get involved. Nan, you want to talk a little bit about our sponsors?
Sure. So what I'm seeing on there is the community calendar. So I don't know if you can get back to the slideshow.
I apologize.
That's okay. So we do have sponsors as well. We have 3 levels of sponsorship. The bronze sponsorship is just $100, and that gives you recognition at our events and on the website, and also 10% off FOVEC events and merchandise, which we do have merchandise on occasion. Silver is $250. You get everything bronze does, as well as 25% off all FOVEC events and merchandise. And then we have the gold sponsorship is our highest level, and that's at 500 or more. And you get the same things as the silver, but you also get featured story on our website and 50% off FOVEC events and recognition at all our live monthly updates. So we're happy to recognize Fair Oaks Co-working, which is where we will be having the barbecue this year, as our gold sponsor this year. We also have Sherry Lovis as our bronze sponsor. Quick Stop Market, Gary's Stop and Rob, as we can affectionately call it, which has a great wine selection around the corner up Fair Oaks Boulevard, is also a bronze sponsor. And Isaiah Mobile Detailing is a bronze sponsor. So we really appreciate our sponsors for supporting FOVEC and our mission, and invite you to become a sponsor as well. So thank you so much to our sponsors. FOVEC, all FOVEC board meetings, committee meetings, and events are open to the public. I just wanted to share that with you. As our calendar shows, and we've talked a little bit about, our next board meeting is next Wednesday, which is May 3rd. It's at 5 p.m. at the Old Fair Oaks Library, and that is located at 4200 Temescal, across from the clubhouse. And we really welcome you to come and join us. We'll be talking about the Water District. We'll be talking about our upcoming events, and would love to have your input and have you be part of that for us. You don't need to be a member to volunteer, although it's really price prohibitive, we always welcome that as well. Of course, I'm joking there. At $2 a month, it's not at all price prohibitive, but we do appreciate volunteers as well. And we really appreciate everyone who stepped up and wants to help make things happen with us. And I think that wraps up our live update for this month. Our next one will actually be May 31st, the last day in May. Our slide is referencing today's date, but hey, next month it's May 31st, and we look forward to seeing you all there. And in between now and then, come out to the block party on May 6th, the car show on May 7th, the board meeting on May 3rd, the Vibes in the Village free concert on May 18th, and we look forward to seeing you around the village. Thanks so much. Thanks, Keith. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Brian.
Dan.
Terry. Thanks, Irina. Everyone, enjoy this beautiful weather, and we'll see you next time.
All
Thank
right.
you
Hey,
all.
thanks all. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Nan.
Thank you.